Now let us start the line-by-line explanation of the story Ranga's Marriage by Masti Venkatesha Iyengar. The story Ranga's Marriage dates back to the early days of British rule, when life in villages was slow and people in those days were not having enough access to the use of English language. The story is set up in a small village called Hosahalli village located in the former Mysore state. At that time, all families could not afford to send their children for higher education to cities. Some of them could manage to send their children to pursue their higher study, and whenever one could get a chance to return back home, the people would become curious to know what changes has taken place in that person. Similarly, in this story, a senior village folk, the accountant of the Hosahalli village, sent his son to city for higher education. Ranga's Marriage is a short story which revolves around the character Ranga, who lives in Hosahalli village. He is the son of the village accountant. He is one of the rare breed among the village folk because at that time it was very uncommon for the people to go out of the village and get education. But Ranga was the first among the village folk who went to the city of Bangalore to pursue his higher studies. So that is why he is called as a rare breed. And when he returns back to his village from the city of Bangalore, the crowd mills around his house, means people crowded around his house, and they all want to have a glimpse of Ranga. They wanted to see if there is any change in him or not after staying in the city for some time. It is natural for the village folk to come and see if their boy has had any change in him or not. So the narrator is asking us a question, whether the ideas that Ranga had about marriage are different or they are the same till now. When you see this title, some of you may ask, Ranga's Marriage, why not Ranganatha Vivaha or Ranganatha Vijaya? Well, yes, I know I could have used some other mouth-feeling one like Jagannatha Vijaya or Girija Kalyana, but then this is not about Jagannatha's victory or Girija's wedding. It is about our own Ranga's marriage, and hence no fancy title. The speaker directly addresses the reader. The narrator expects the readers to be questioning the simplicity of the title, Ranga's Marriage. So the narrator is talking why he chose such a name for the story. And what is the name of the story? It is Ranga's Marriage. The narrator in the very beginning of his narration explains to his readers that although he could have given a more fancy title or choose sophisticated words for the title like Ranganatha Vivaha or Ranganatha Vijaya rather than calling it a Ranga's Marriage, but he wanted the title to portray what actually happened in the story, which was the marriage of Ranga, the son of the accountant of the Hosahalli village. And the story is not about Jagannatha's victory or Girija's wedding. The story is only about Ranga and how he got married. So, the narrator did not want to keep any other fancy title for the story. While reading the story, one should keep in mind that it is a humorous story as well as the satire at places. The writer, with the intention of telling something about Ranga's marriage, he begins the story by sharing what kind of village he belongs to. And of course, very humorously, he tells the reader that his village is unique in its own way. The narrator is a neighbor of the protagonist. He introduces the story with a difference by first giving a detailed description of their village, Hosahalli, which is located in the state of Mysore before independence. Hosahalli is our village. You must have heard about it, no? What a pity. But it is not your fault. There is no mention of it in any geography book. The narrator is asking the reader that if you have come across this name, and the narrator is annoyed with the fact that there is no mention of this village in any geography book. So maybe most of the readers may not have heard of this name. And also the English Sahibs writing in English forget to mention about it in their books, as those people never know that such a place existed. So they did not mention the name of this place Hosahalli in any of the book. So that is why most of the reader do not know that there exists a place called Hosahalli. Our own people too forget about it. You know how it is. They are like a flock of sheep. So the narrator is saying that even the Indian forget to mention about this place. The narrator calls Indian geographers as a flock of sheep while talking about the village Hosahalli. He says that the English Sahibs who write in English, means the British writers, did not know about this small village, so there is no mention about it in any geography books. The Indian geographers blindly followed the Britishers and did not mention anything about this village. Thus, they behaved like a flock of sheep who blindly follow the first one. He's saying Indians are just flock of sheep because if one sheep go in one direction, all the whole flock blindly follows him in that direction. He says that because the Britishers did not mention it, so the Indians who followed them did not mention anything about this village Hosahalli. Even the cartographer. Who is a cartographer? A cartographer is a person who draws and produces map, ignores the existence of this small village and forgets to put it on the map. But it is not the fault of the cartographer, because when a cartographer makes the map of India, Mysore or Karnataka or whatever, how can he remember that there is such a place, because there is no mention of it earlier, so you cannot expect this name to be on the map. So he is saying that not even a bit of mention has been made of Hosahalli on any map. Sorry, I started somewhere and then went off in another direction. The narrator here was just talking and started straying from the topic. He feels apologetic for getting carried away and deviated from the topic. He then again throws light upon the significance of the village. If the state of Mysore is to Bharatvarsha what the sweet Karikadabu is to a festive meal, then Hosahalli is to Mysore state what the feeling is to the Karikadabu. The narrator then draws comparison and similes to prove the importance of Hosahalli and states that Hosahalli is very important to the state of Mysore, just like feeling is to the Karikadabu, which is Karikadabu is a South Indian fried sweet filled with coconut and sugar. So the narrator is saying that how important Mysore is to Bharatvarsha, which means India. In the same way, Hosahalli is a village and it is very important to the state of Mysore, just like the sweet Karikadabu. And it is very important for the festival. And he is saying the more important is the feeling inside. So similarly, the village Hosahalli is also very important in the state of Mysore. The narrator talks highly about the village of Hosahalli. What I have said is absolutely true, believe me. So what he is saying is absolutely true, that Hosahalli is very important in the state of Mysore. I am not only one who speaks glowingly of Hosahalli. We have a doctor in our place. His name is Gunda Bhatta. He agrees with me. So the narrator is not the only one who speaks glowingly of Hosahalli. He is saying that it is not only him who speaks about Hosahalli in a very great manner. Everybody who knows about Hosahalli loves this village and they speak so well about this village. And in order to justify his glorification of the village, he says that even the doctor is of the same opinion about the Hosahalli. What is the name of the doctor? It is Gunda Bhatta. And he also speaks happily about Hosahalli as the narrator does. And the doctor has travelled a lot of places. He agrees with me. He has been to quite a few places. No, not England. If anyone asks him whether he has been there, he says, "No, Anaya, I have left that to you." So the narrator tells us that this doctor has travelled to a lot of places, but not to England. He is letting us, if anyone asks the doctor why he did not go to England, he would tell us that the doctor did not go to England because the doctor does not want to travel to different places. The doctor has seen quite a places and that is enough for him. Running around like a flea-pestered dog is not for me. The doctor does not want to be like a dog and started running from one place to another if suppose it is surrounded by fleas. He will feel restless. So this is the justification given by the doctor when he was asked why he haven't visited England. Though the doctor has visited a number of places in India, he admits that there is no such a wonderful place like Hosahalli. Beside this description of the village Hosahalli, the narrator talks about certain things which is unique in his village, like mango of his village. They are really unique in their own way. We have some mango trees in our village. Come, visit us, and I will give you a raw mango from one of them. Do not eat it, just take a bite. He is glorifying his village Hosahalli. Now he is telling the readers that there are some mango trees in his village and he is asking us to visit his place so that he gives us some raw mangoes. He also mentioned that one cannot eat the whole mango because the raw mangoes were so sour that it can't be eaten whole. The sourness just hits straight onto your head. It is so sour that it can't be eaten whole. That is what he is trying to say. He is also saying that once he had taken one fruit home, raw mango, and made a chutney of it, and a whole family had eaten it. After eating the chutney, because of the sourness, he had to cough and cough like anything, and he had to take medicine and went to the doctor. And then the doctor explains the quality of this mango fruit. Just as the mango is special, so is everything else around our village. We have a creeper growing in the ever so fine water of the village pond. Its flowers are feast to behold. The narrator is trying to tell the readers that just like the mango, how different it is from other mango, and it is the speciality of the Hosahalli village. Everything in Hosahalli is special. Then he talked about the creeper growing in the village pond. The village is also famous for creepers growing in the village pond. Creepers growing bear beautiful flowers, which are very remarkable and beautiful to see. The The creeper also have another uniqueness. The leaves, it also provides leaf. The leaves of the creepers could serve as good plates for serving afternoon meal. That too is very unique. The narrator is captivated by this place, by the village of Hosahali, its beauty and its people. Then the narrator gets conscious of his digression and suddenly switches the topic, saying that he said enough about his village Hosahali, and asks the reader if they wanted to visit the village, they should just contact him. Because according to the narrator, the real appreciation of the village can be felt only if one visits it personally and gets acquainted with it. After weaving the background fabric, he comes straight to the story. As you can see while in this part, the tone of the narrator is very humble and simple in first person narrative, and it is almost as if someone is having a conversation with the reader.